He was born in a small town but destined to become the king of the world. This is the story of Michael Jackson. Picture this: Gary, Indiana, 1958. In a modest house on Jackson Street, a legend is born. Michael, the eighth of 10 children, shows a prodigious talent for music from an incredibly young age. His father, Joseph, a man with a stern hand and a musical dream of his own, recognizes this spark. He forms a group with his sons, the Jackson 5, and at just 5 years old, little Michael is front and center. By the time he's 11, he's not just a kid singing in local talent shows, he's a global phenomenon. The Jackson 5 sign with the legendary Motown Records, and the world is immediately captivated. Their first single, I Want You Back, skyrockets to #1. Then comes ABC, The Love You Save, I'll Be There, for consecutive #1 hits. The energy, the voice, the sheer star power emanating from this young boy is undeniable. He's a child, but he performs with the soul and confidence of a seasoned veteran. The world is witnessing the birth of a superstar. But as the 70s progressed, Michael began to feel constrained. He had a vision that went far beyond the bubblegum pop of his family band. He wanted to create something new, something that was entirely his own. In 1979, collaborating with the legendary producer Quincy Jones, he takes his first real step into solo stardom with the album Off the Wall. And what a step it was! Off the Wall was a masterpiece of disco, funk, and soul. Tracks like Do and Stop, Till You Get Enough, and Rock With You showcased a more mature, sophisticated Michael. He wasn't just the cute kid from the Jackson 5 anymore. He was a dapper, innovative artist with an incredible falsetto and an even more incredible sense of rhythm. The album sold millions and earned him his first solo Grammy. It was a declaration of independence and a sign of the monumental things to come. The world was officially on notice. Michael Jackson was just getting started. If Off the Wall was a promise, his next album was a global earthquake. In 1982, the world wasn't ready for what was about to hit it. That album was Thriller. Thriller wasn't just a record. It was a cultural event that redefined the music industry forever. Teaming up again with Quincy Jones, Michael created a collection of songs that transcended genre and race. There was the infectious pop of Wanna Be Startin' Something, the rock-infused anthem Beat It, featuring a blistering guitar solo from Eddie Van Halen, and of course, the hauntingly smooth mystery of Billy Jean. Each song was a hit, but Michael's vision went beyond the sound waves. He wanted to bring his music to life visually. When he performed Billy Jean on the Motown 25 television special, he unveiled a move that would become his signature, the moonwalk. The world watched, jaws on the floor, as he seemed to glide backward effortlessly across the stage. It was magic. Then came the music videos. At a time when MTV was hesitant to play black artists, Michael Jackson didn't just knock on the door. He kicked it down. The video for Billy Jean was a cinematic short film. But the video for Thriller, directed by John Landis, was a 14-minute horror-themed epic that changed the game. It wasn't a promo clip, it was an event. It became so popular that it was even released in theaters. Michael Jackson had invented the modern music video, transforming it from a simple marketing tool into an art form. Thriller went on to become the best-selling album of all time, a record it still holds to this day. It shattered racial barriers, won a historic 8 Grammy Awards in a single night, and cemented Michael Jackson's status not just as a pop star, but as the undisputed king of pop. Following up an album like Thriller would be an impossible task for anyone else. But for Michael Jackson, it was a challenge he met head-on. In 1987, he released Bad. The album was edgier, more aggressive. The title track's video, directed by Martin Scorsese, showed a tougher Michael. He was no longer just the smooth entertainer. He was a global force with something to say. Man in the Mirror became an anthem for social change, urging listeners to look within themselves to make the world a better place. The Bad World Tour was a spectacle of unprecedented scale, with sold-out stadiums, electrifying choreography, and special effects that left audiences breathless. His creative evolution continued with the 1991 album Dangerous. Here, Michael embraced the new Jack Swing sound, collaborating with producer Teddy Riley. Videos for songs like Black or White and Remember the Time were massive, star-studded events that continued to push the boundaries of what a music video could be. He was more than a musician. He was a multimedia artist, a director, a choreographer, a storyteller. Throughout his career, his humanitarian efforts were just as significant as his music. His song Heal the World became the anthem for his foundation of the same name, which aimed to improve the lives of children around the globe. He used his immense fame to shine a light on suffering and to inspire generosity. From We Are the World to his countless charitable donations and hospital visits, Michael believed in using his platform for good. His live performances were legendary. Whether he was at the Super Bowl halftime show or on a stage in Tokyo, he held millions in a trance. The energy was electric. People would faint in his presence. He sold over 400 million records, won hundreds of awards, and influenced countless artists across every genre imaginable. He wasn't just making music, he was creating a legacy. But the brightest lights often cast the darkest shadows. The immense pressure of being the most famous person on the planet took a heavy toll. His physical appearance changed drastically over the years, fueling endless media speculation. He became more reclusive, creating his own private world at his Neverland Ranch to escape the constant scrutiny. Then came the accusations. In the 1990s and again in the 2000s, Michael Jackson faced devastating legal battles that tarnished his image and broke his spirit. Though he was acquitted of all charges in his 2005 trial, the damage was done. The media circus was relentless, and the public's perception of him was forever fractured. The king of pop became a figure of controversy and tragedy, his health visibly declining under the strain. In 2009, a comeback seemed imminent. He announced a series of 50 concerts in London called This Is It. The tickets sold out in minutes. The world was ready to welcome him back. Rehearsal footage showed that even at 50, the magic was still there. The passion, the precision, the desire to give his fans the greatest show on earth was as strong as ever. But that final curtain call never came. On June 25, 2009, the world stood still. News broke that Michael Jackson had passed away. He was just 50 years old. An outpouring of grief swept across the globe. Fans gathered in cities from New York to Paris, sharing their sadness and celebrating the music that had been the soundtrack to their lives. Michael Jackson's story is one of incredible highs and devastating lows. He was a true genius, an innovator who changed music, dance, and fashion forever. He broke down barriers and built a kingdom of pop music that will likely never be surpassed. He was a complex, often misunderstood figure, a child star who never truly got to have a childhood. He was a visionary gone too soon, but his art is immortal. The moonwalk, the single white glove, the soaring vocals, the timeless anthems, they all live on. Michael Jackson is not just a memory, he is a permanent part of our cultural DNA. He remains, and will always remain, the one and only king of pop. If this story of a music legend moved you, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. We have many more iconic stories coming your way, and you won't want to miss a single one. Thanks for watching.